You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Na dann.
Seriously? There won't be a new dawn if the... Fine. Good. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. You're really... Killing is such a gauche phrasing and completely ignores the but fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you... Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the... But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realise that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin. The cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
The stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Jetzt haben wir hier so eine komische Mauer.
You're here to slay her. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to... I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his... If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Stay in the woods forever.
Oh, that's clever! A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? No, you can't just do nothing. Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? What is that weird feeling? It's like well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
Okay.
You're on a path in the wood. You're here. While I appreciate, nevertheless, and before causality, it's no unless of unfortunate. Are you serious? Does it? Of course, I mean... Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up. A warning. Before she will... The interior, the blade.
Okay, das ist wieder die erste Runde, die wir
You take the...
müssen.
Her voice.
Who's there?
She sound... Don't let it...
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had...
You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? That?
She's right. Don't you dare. It's...
Thank you.
Against you. We'll be fine. Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
She hesitates.
You can...
Note.
Too long.
Again.
Do you? So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this?
You can't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key. Well,
She isn't... She is.
don't... Oh,
You... Leaving her alive is too...
one way. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll...
You have... I know it's a chance we'll have to take.
You're making a
You
mistake.
turn your back to the...
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And we're...
Slip these chains. She can't, right? Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay. We can... You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. the ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.